चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लाङ्घायते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणम्। नमयों विष्णुपादाय श्रीगौरप्रियमूर्तये श्रीमते भक्तिवल्लभतीर्थगोस्वामिनामिने कृपया क्षमतामपराधिजनं कलुषायुतशक्तसुदीननरम् सुपथे परिचालय सर्वदिनं प्रणमामि च माधवदेवपदम्। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। We are hearing from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto number 7, Chapter 1. We heard yesterday that the absorption of the mind that is possible in enmity is comparatively easier than with devotion. This is my opinion. Narad Goswami tells to Yudhishthir Maharaj, as much absorption, the possibility of absorption in enmity, so much is not possible in Bhakti Yoga. So easily. Not possible means it is possible, but easily. Then he says, just like a glassworm, when it is contained by a bee within a small hole, then the glassworm is constantly thinking about the bee as his enemy and also out of fear. At what is he going to do? He may eat me, whatever. There is fear and there is also enmity towards the bee. And because of his constant thinking about the bee, ultimately he becomes a bee. In a similar manner, those who think of the Supreme Lord with intense absorption as his enemy they will also ultimately get the mercy of the Supreme Lord, and thus they also become merged into the Supreme Lord. With this example, Narada has explained to Yudhishthir Maharaj that how this is possible. Because the question was, how could, Shishupala possibly get Sayujya Mukti, liberation of merging into the Lord in front of so many persons, which is not possible even for great devotees. For great devotees, it's not easily possible, which became possible for a Shishupal. So therefore, he is explaining, yes, for devotees, in the process of devotion, the absorption is not quickly attained as it is in the case of enmity, which Shishupala did. But as we heard also previously, it is not a mandate or it's not a prescript that we have to practice enmity towards Supreme Lord. It's not sadhana bhakti. Anukulyasya sankalpa. We have to accept that which is anukula, that which is favorable. Also, Rupa Goswami, another place he says, Anukulyena Krishna Anushilanam. You have to perform devotion in a favorable way. Anukulyena Krishna Anushilanam. One is accepting favorable things, that becomes, a part of devotion. But the other thing is to perform favorable devotion is Bhakti Ruttama, is topmost devotion. What is favorable devotion? To think the Lord as one's own friend, one's own lover, one's own son, one's own master. This is favorable. Unfavorable is to fear him, to think him as enemy. So this is unfavorable. This is not taught. So, or this is not to be practiced. Now we'll continue from verse number 30. Kamad dveshad bhayat snehad yatha bhaktyeshware manah aveshya tadagam hitva bahavastad gatim gataha. Bhaktipurna aneke भगवान श्री कृष्णे मनोनिवेश करिया जेरूप मोक्षलाभ करियाछेन तद्रूप काम होइते होक द्वेष होइते होक भय होइते होक स्नेह होइते होक श्री कृष्णे मनोनिवेश पूर्वक पाप परित्याग करिया अनेके जे भावे ताहार साक्षात्कार रूप मुक्ति प्राप्त होइया छे ताहा श्रवण करो. माय डियर युधिष्ठिर, now I am going to tell you that whatever the devotees have attained by their intense absorption Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, the same has been attained, the same state has been attained, state meaning liberation, not the state, but whatever liberation devotees have attained by absorbing the mind in Supreme Lord, similarly, काम होते होक by lust, by enmity, out of fear, with affection, those who have absorbed their mind in Supreme Lord Sri Krishna have ultimately given up all sinful activities and they were completely absorbed in thinking of the Supreme Lord, that they also attained his liberation, the direct liberation, wherein they could see him face to face. Taha Shravan Karo. I am going to tell about that, please hear. Means who have attained liberation by these, I am going to tell, please listen. So enmity is also, being explained as the one of the moods wherein one can get liberation also. Shri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes in the commentary, Shubha o Ashubha Bhavayukta Sakalei Tahake Labh Koran. Whether one is doing favorable or unfavorable devotion, whether the mood is auspicious or inauspicious, either way, people have attained him. Means those who have absorbed their mind in Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, whether that absorption be favorable or unfavorable, auspicious or inauspicious, they have attained the Supreme Lord or they have attained liberation. Kintu tahader sadhaner taratamye ফলের পার্থক্য মুক্তির দ্বারা স্বয়ং বিবেচনা করিতে হইবে ইহা বলিতেছেন কামাত ইত্যাদি। But by depending on what kind of practice they made or what kind of mood they practiced, the liberation that they attained is also different. Means not all of them have attained the same state. They got liberation, yes, they got liberated, but all of them did not get the same kind of liberation. Because if everyone gets the same liberation, then what is the what do you call difference in each of these kinds of worship? You can be fearful, you can practice enmity, you can do this. And gopis, how gopis are more worshipable and why Shishupala is not worshipable? Shishupala also should be worshipable to all of us because he also ultimately attained liberation. But we are not remembering Shishupala in a positive way. We are not remembering Kansa in a positive way. We are telling Gopi Anugatya, not Kansa Anugatya. Isn't it? We are talking about Anugatya, following gopis, not following the footsteps of Kansa or Jarasandha or Shishupala, Dantavakra, Hiranyakashipu. Don't become Hiranyakashipu, we are saying. So, if Hiranyakashipu or Shishupala, they are liberated, why not follow them? Means the thing is that you have to understand that even though they are liberated, they have not attained the similar state, all of them. Depending on the mood, the targets are different. तदघम हित्वा यही प्रकारे विद्वेष जनित पाप परित्याग करिया अर्थात भगवाने आवेशेर प्रभावेई द्वेष भय निमित्त कालुष्य विनाश करिया अनेक ताहाके प्राप्त होइयाछेन. What is the what do you call greatness in absorption of Supreme Lord is, means absorbing the mind in Supreme Lord is that in whatever manner or whatever mood one absorbs the mind in Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, all the sins are destroyed. That is the greatness of Krishna Bhakti or Krishna's absorption of the mind in Krishna. As much we think of material things, so much bondage is there, as much absorption. Dhyayato vishayan pumsa sangasteshu upajayate. The more we think about any material object, the more the mind will get absorbed in it, and there will be sangha, there will be association with it. In a similar manner, as much a person is absorbed in thinking of the Lord, so much of association the person will get of the Lord. Whether it is favorable or unfavorable is a different story, but if the mind is absorbed in Krishna, just like Shishupala, day in, day out, he was only thinking about the bad qualities of Krishna. Nothing else. He has only one agenda, that is to defame Krishna. And to do that, he has to follow each and every activity of Krishna. He has to find ways to defame Krishna. So he has to spy Krishna. So many things. So he is following Krishna always. Not in a favorable way, but still. So because of such an absorption of the mind in Supreme Lord, all the sins are destroyed. এখানে কামেতেও কলুষাশঙ্কা হইতে পারে না, যেহেতু দ্বেষন্নপি ঋষিকেশম, অর্থাৎ কৃষ্ণের দ্বেষ করিয়াও চৈদ্য শিশুপাল সিদ্ধিলাভ করিয়াছিল, সেই কৃষ্ণ প্রিয়াগণের কথা কি আর বলিতে হইবে। Now, if by enmity one can attain Krishna, lust can also make one attain Krishna. Lust otherwise is very abominable. Lust is not good. It is to be, removed from the heart. But if enmity can attain Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, why not lust? Krishna Chakravarti Thakur says, in fact, the gopis' lust towards Krishna is, made them the best of the devotees. So just like, these are bad when it comes to the material world. Dvesha, enviousness, enmity, jealousy is not good when it comes to the material world. As we previously heard several times, that the object in itself in this material world is neither good nor bad. But it depends upon the person who utilizes that object, makes that object good or bad. Mobile is there. Is it good or bad? Now we cannot say that the mobile is good or bad. It depends on the person who uses the mobile. If a person who is intelligent and a devotee of Krishna and he uses it for the service of Krishna, then mobile is very good. Just like, those who are sitting at a very far off place, they are able to hear Hari Katha of many sadhus all 24 hours. Some sadhus speaking this time, some sadhus speaking some other time, some other sadhus some other time, always. Advancement in technology is helping the devotees also, those who are not able to travel, those who have got no visas, or even those who are within India or within the same country but household devotees, they are not able to attend. So you cannot say that technology is bad. It is good. But when the same technology is used for material progress, mundane sense, then it is bad. Because already the mind is so much absorbed in material matter, and now we are getting many more avenues to engage our mind in matter. So many more. Previously there was no such, deviation of the mind possible. There were, but not so much. There used to be dramas, plays on the streets, in the city, in the villages, but they were all oriented to Ramayana, Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, and Mahabharata. So all these were played in every village, in the streets. These days we have cinemas, we have cinema halls. We can go to cinema halls, sit in the AC room, experience the Dolby audio, digital, they call it DTS, digital sound, something like that they call. 3D views you can have. All these things are coming, but they are taking the civilization more and more towards self-destruction. So technology is good or bad? It is neither good nor bad. It depends upon who is utilizing it. Now there is a lot of invention that has happened. The airplanes are there, aircrafts are there. Good or bad? Good, because the connectivity with countries have increased, so that now devotees can come more frequently to India to visit the pastime place of the Lord. Very nice, the devotees are using it. But materialists are also using to go to Switzerland, to go to Honolulu, to go to Philippine Islands. They are going to all these places to enjoy. They are thinking it's so nice. Technology has improved, now we can enjoy more. So, it is ultimately the absorption of the mind that is more important in Supreme Lord. Lust can also be utilized in the service of Supreme Lord. And that is exemplified by the gopis. Gopyah kamastayat कंसो द्वेषाद चैदोदयो नृपाः संबंधाद वृष्णयः स्नेहाद 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 यूयम भक्त्या वयम विभो. हे महाराज, गोपीगण कामवशतः, कंस भयवशतः, शिशुपाल प्रभृति नृपगण शत्रुतावशतः, वृष्णवंशीयगण संबंधवशतः, तोमरा स्नेह प्रयुक्त एवं आम्रा भक्तिवशतः ताके प्राप्त होइयाछि. So, in the previous verse, Narada is telling to Yudhishthira that by fear, out of lust, out of enviousness, out of love and affection, out of devotion, in any manner, one can absorb the mind in Supreme Lord and they will all attain liberation, is said. And I am going to tell about it now here. What is he telling? He is telling, my dear king, the gopis have attained the Supreme Lord due to their lust. Kamsa has attained the Supreme Lord because of fear. Shishupala has attained Krishna because of his enviousness, enmity. And the Vrishni dynasty has attained because of their relationship with Supreme Lord. And you, Yudhishthira, you Pandavas have attained the Supreme Lord because of friendship or brotherhood. And I attained the Supreme Lord because of devotion. Narada is telling, because of devotion I attained him. So in this manner, one can attain the Lord in any of these moods. Any of these moods can be accepted to attain the Supreme Lord. So, but of course, as we read in the purport, previous purport, Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur is telling that the end result is not the same. Okay, now let's say from Russia 10 devotees are coming to India. It is true that all of them are coming to India, but after coming to India, someone is going to see Agra Taj Mahal, someone is going to Vrindavan Dham, someone is going to Navadvip Dham, someone is going to South India. So all of them have come to India, but still their destination within India is different. The details of that destination have changed. They have come to India, it is true. All are said to be coming to India. In a similar manner, all these persons are liberated, it is true. But with what ultimate destination, there is difference. That is not being talked about here. Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur pointed out in the previous purport that even though destination is the same, liberation, but within that, the details of destinations are different. Gopis got Vrindavan directly, not Shishupala. So, this difference is there, but the ultimate point is that in any mood, one worships the Supreme Lord, they can attain him. And the examples are said here: Gopis by lust, Kamsa by fear, Shishupala by his enmity, the Vrishni dynasty out of their relation with the Lord, the Pandavas out of their brotherhood or friendship to the Lord, and devotees like Narada out of devotion. Now let's see what Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes in the purport. नाम उल्लेख पूर्वक कामादि भाव समूहेर पात्रेर कथा बोलते हैं. Now in this particular verse, specific names of each of the devotees that have excelled in each of these things is being mentioned. Who is eligible for what is mentioned in this verse. By what is the who are the persons who have exemplified in a particular type of a mood, and what ultimately they attained is explained in this verse. Gopyah kamat braja gopigan पूर्व व्याख्या अनुयायी स्नेहोत्थ काम वशतई ताहा के लाभ करियाछिलेन. It is said that the gopis attained Supreme Lord out of their lust. What kind of lust? Snehotha, out of love. This lust is out of love towards Supreme Lord Shri Krishna. What is this lust out of love? Lust out of love means the gopis' only desire is to fulfill the desire of Krishna. The lust is, when you say lust, it is one-sided. What is one-sided? I want to fulfill my desires. My desires need to be fulfilled. But that lust that comes out of love for the object of worship means that our lust or the gopis' lust towards Sri Krishna is to fulfill his lust. Means Hrishikena Hrishikesha Sevanam. Through sense organs, serving the sense organs of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. To give pleasure to the sense organs of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna is the target of the gopis. Millions of gopis are not able to fulfill the lust of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna that alone Radharani is able to do. Alone Radharani can completely fulfill the lust of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. Now you have to very carefully understand, lust here is not material lust. Even though I am using the word lust here, you have to understand that this lust is not material lust. In this world, lust is the most abominable thing. The most, what do you call, the thing that needs to be completely given up. Whereas in the Supreme Abode, lust is the object of worship. Gopis are our object of worship. We are worshipping gopis. We want to follow the footsteps of the gopis. Means lust in Supreme Lord's abode is highest. Pujala Ragapatha Gaurava Bhange. Our Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj says this. Ragamarga, the love of the gopis towards Krishna, is our object of worship. It is to be worshipped. It is to be worshipped. Means that lust of the gopis is not ordinary material lust that one has to give up. It is repeatedly told, Kama Krodha Lobha Moha Mada Abhimana Saha Apana Apana Sthane Tane. Our Bhaktivinoda Thakur has written. Narottam Thakur. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha. All these things, Mada Abhimana Saha, Apana Apana Sthana Tane. They are all, dragging me in various directions. Kama, etc. Means they are drowning me in this material world. उसके बाद लाइन क्या है? फिरे जेनो अंधजन सुपथ विपथ नहीं जाने. And being completely lost in this, lust, etc., Andahenomon, my mind has become blinded of what is good, what is bad. Supata vipatha nahi jane. When a blind man is blinded, whether he is walking in the right direction or wrong direction, he will not know. So that is my state. Which means kama is completely to be removed. But the same Narottam Das Thakur elsewhere writes that kama is worshipable, which is utilized in the service of Krishna. One side he is telling kama should be given up. The other side is telling kama is to be worshipped. What is the meaning? In which direction is kama used matters, defines whether it is good or bad. So here the gopis are given as an example for attaining the Supreme Lord through their lust. किंतु साधारण स्वसुख वासनामय काम नहे से रूप अभिप्राय थाकिले कुब्जा प्रभृति ए रूप प्रयोग है तो इसलिए विश्वनाथ चक्रवर्ती ठाकुर is further telling why the gopis are told. Give an example here. Because gopis have no self desire. They have served Krishna selflessly. All the gopis know that Krishna is greatly pleased if Radharani is with Krishna. Therefore, the gopis' lust is to make the union of Krishna with Radharani. They don't have any separate desire of their own. No, I want to mingle with Krishna. I want to meet with Krishna separately. No. They all know that Krishna is greatly satisfied in the company of Radharani. Therefore, all their efforts are to bring the union of Krishna and Radha. So that is called selfless service. That lust of the gopis is selfless. There is no selfish interest involved there. That is why the gopis are told here. Otherwise, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, the Kubja word would have been used here. In Mathura, there was a Kubja, hunchback woman. She was not looking so nice and everyone would make fun of her. She would carry flower garlands and sandalwood paste to Kamsa every day. Otherwise, she will not be, spared. Everyone should live for Kamsa in Mathura. So one day while she was going, Krishna and Balaram, they were moving around in Mathura because Akrura brought them to Mathura. They said that let's go and roam about. Just like when we go to a city or any place, we will say let's go out. We have come to go out, chill out. So we go and visit various places. So like that, Krishna Balaram said, let's go out and see the city, what is available where. Now the purpose is to shower mercy on all of them. Our wandering and Krishna wandering is not the same. So when they went, they saw Kubja, this hunchback woman, and then Krishna told, "Oh, you beautiful lady, where are you going?" Now she got angered. "You are making such sarcastic remarks on me, you are calling me beautiful lady." She became very angered. Then Krishna told, "Why don't you give this, sandalwood paste and, garland to me? Please offer this, oh beautiful noble lady." Even though she got angered, a small boy, Krishna is small boy, so she offered. And immediately she got converted into a very beautiful woman by the mercy of Lord. Now here Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is telling that if by lust one attains Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, then this Kubja also would have been used as an example. She wanted to have a nice body. She was offended when he said that you beautiful lady. So she would also have been given as an example. But her example is not given, Gopi's example is given, because the Gopi's lust is selfless lust. They didn't want to become beautiful or they didn't want to enjoy separately with Krishna, but their love for Krishna is selfless love. Therefore, the example of the Gopis here. Krishna Chakravarti Thakur, why the Gopis are given example here is substantiating with example. Bhayat nijer Krishna hoite vadhyatva jnana hoite udbhuta bhaya hetu, and comes attained by out of fear. What fear? That Krishna is my death. He saw Krishna as his death. Therefore, whenever he is seeing the wind blowing, oh, Krishna is coming. Whenever he is sleeping, oh, Krishna might come when I am asleep. He may kill me in my sleep. He is awake and some sound is making, oh, Krishna has come. Always alert of Krishna, always thinking of Krishna. So, out of fear, just like we also fear. What fear? That we may die, who will take care of our wife and children. Therefore, we make arrangements, nice beautiful house, bank balance, and clearing all the debts before I die. If I clear all the debts, then my wife and children will live happily. I have to clear all the EMIs, all the debts need to be finished. Why? We also fear. Everyone fears death. Nobody can say that I don't fear death. Everyone fears death. They may say, they may not say. So, you see, there are so many hundreds of persons going to suicide spot to commit suicide. But out of them, only 1 or 2 are able to commit suicide. They go and come back. They cannot, because it's not so easy. So many persons lie on the, railway track. So that when the train comes, they will be finished. But when the train is approaching, there will be vibrations on the track. That itself will make him so fearful that he will immediately come out of the track. So many persons. Of course, some are dying. It doesn't mean they are very daring and dashing. They also fear death, but their troubles in the life are more dangerous than what they think of death. So anyway, so fear, everyone fear death, but to see Krishna as death and therefore fearing comes a death. Therefore he attained liberation. वृष्णयः जादवगण एवं तुम्हार पांडवगण संबंध वशतः, अर्थात पुत्र भ्रात्रादि भाव एवं मातुलेयो मातृश्वश्रेयो प्रभृति भाव हुए थे. एंड वृष्णयः, the Vrishni dynasty, all those in the Vrishni dynasty means all the Yadavas, and you yourself have attained the Supreme Lord out of relation. You have got relationship with Supreme Lord, like a brother, like cousin, sons of maternal uncle or paternal uncle or paternal aunt. You are sons of those, so you attained out of relation. One can have relation with Supreme Lord and one attains perfection. Some as children. Vrishni, the dynasty of Vrishni has attained the Supreme Lord by their relationship. Kirupa sambandha, what kind of relationship is this? Tahate bolite chen snehat. The relationship is out of affection, friendship. Now, why Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is telling is, स्नेहमय संबंध इहा बोलाय सत्राजित प्रसेन शतधन्वा कर्ण और दुर्योधन आदि व्यावृत होइल. Now, Vrishni, the dynasty of Vrishni, they attained you through their loving or friendship relationship with you. Why it is said is, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is telling, there are also others who are belonging to Vrishni dynasty, but their relationship with Supreme Lord is not on a friendship mood. Just like examples are given here, Satrajit, Prasen, Shatadhanva, Karna, Duryodhana. Duryodhana is also related. Karna is also related to Krishna. If Yudhishthira is related, then obviously Karna and Duryodhana are also related. But Yudhishthira attained Krishna, not Karna and Duryodhana. Why? If everyone is, in the Vrishni dynasty, then they should also get, because their sambandha, their relation with Krishna is not with friendship mode. Duryodhana was envious, but he was envious of Pandavas, not of Krishna. He did not bear any enmity with Krishna. He wanted, in fact, to have Krishna and Balaram on his side. Therefore, here, even though they belong to Vrishni dynasty, their name is not mentioned here. Pandava's name is mentioned here. Other Yadavas' names are mentioned here. Satrajit, he is also Vrishni dynasty or Yadava dynasty. You know Satrajit, right? You heard the story of Satrajit? No? Satrajit was worshipper of sun god. Oh. Cut do. Okay, so we will hear tomorrow because it's already 9 o'clock. Yes, phone call start. So, because this story I will explain tomorrow. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Giridhari Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan Panchatattvatmak Shri Gaur Hari Ki Jai. Paramaradhitam Patita Pavana Stotra Sata Shri Srimad Bhakti Vallabh Tirtha Goswami Shla Guru Maharaj Ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishthom Vishnupad Paramahamsa Stotra Sata Shri Srimad Bhakti Daita Madhava Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jagat Guru Shla Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Prabhupada Ki Jai. Shri Shri Rupanuga Guru Varga Ki Jai. Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Das Raghunath Shada Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Grantraj Srimad Bhagavat Mahapuran Ki Jai. Shri Krishna Dvaipayana Vedavyasa Mahamuni Ki Jai. Srimad Bhagavat Shravanakari Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Harinama Prabhu Ki Jai. Shri Harinama Sankirtan Ki Jai. Gaur Primanande Hari Hari Bol.